Hello, everybody taking critical issues in higher education once again. This is John Foubert, and we're going to have another week of discussion. And this week, our discussion is going to be on a highly sensitive topic, and to some, it can feel like it's triggering of prior memories or events that can be deeply troubling. And so, I did want to say that up front. Anytime anyone at our university could use assistance. There is a counseling center on campus. And one of the things that I also recommend is the online hotline through RAIN, which is RAINN.org. They have an online hotline where people can type in and speak to somebody who can be a support to them. So those are a couple of resources that I point out at the very beginning. Sexual assault on campus is something that's certainly been discussed for many decades, and it really wasn't until the 80s into the 90s that it got identified as a problem of significance that went beyond just a couple cases a year on a couple campuses. There was a study released in 1987 by Koss, Gittich, and Wisniewski that found that 1 in 4 college women had survived either rape or attempted rape since their 14th birthday. Now, that study has often been misquoted to say that 1 in 4 women are raped during college. That is not what the study said. But the study did find that 1 in 4 college women had experienced rape or attempted rape since their 14th birthday. And since that study came out, it has been replicated several times in each decade since then. And so the and then they've changed the questions here and there, but essentially the results have been the same. That 1 in 4 college women have survived either rape or attempted rape at some point in their lifetime. Some took it from 14 and on, others just the lifetime, but the most recent statistics are lifetime statistics. Now, you will likely hear a statistic out there that 1 in 5 women experience rape or attempted rape during college. That got publicized a lot by the White House and others. And to be honest, it's not a very good representation of national data. That was a study done on 2 campuses, whereas other studies have been done on several dozen, if not hundreds of campuses. And so I wouldn't hold a whole lot of stock in that 1 in 5 statistic. Some of the very reliable data we have does show that about 5% of college women experience rape or attempted rape on campus each year. Now, you can't, though, add that 5% up and assume, well, the student's there for 4 years, so it must be 20% of women, because sadly, many women are repeatedly victimized. And so it would be double counting if we add that 5% up over and over again. So, it is something that is very common on college campuses. It's obviously something that if you know me at all, that you'll know that I've written a great deal about it and been working a very long time to work to end sexual violence on campus. And I work also with a nonprofit called 1 in 4. And we do work to educate college students and people in the military in the hopes of decreasing the levels of sexual assault in both the military and on college campuses. There are lots of different methods that have been shown to be effective when it comes to educating students about sexual violence. One of the things that I've consistently had trouble with is that some campuses will do what's more efficient rather than what's more effective. So it may be efficient, for example, to have everybody click through a website for half an hour. Does that really lead to any change or learning? I haven't seen peer-reviewed literature that I find convincing on that subject. I'm more convinced that the live and in-person approaches that have data in peer-reviewed studies tend to be quite effective. The programs that I'm most enamored with, and I'll say in addition to my own being the men's program and the women's program, the others would be MVP, Mentors in Violence Prevention, the Green Dot program, and then bringing in the bystander. Those are all programs that have really strong data in the peer-reviewed literature demonstrating their efficacy. So those are things to look out for at some point or another, should you be interested. There are also a lot of different discussions these days about how should sexual violence be dealt with on campus. Should they deal with it at all? Maybe it should all go to the courts. Well, there are some reasons why that just can't be the case. There is a law called Title IX. I'm sure you've all heard of it. And Title IX mandates that campuses need to deal with incidents in which someone is discriminated on the basis of gender in a way that could be pervasive or severe. And sexual violence falls into that. So campuses do need to address it, and they have a different set of interests than the general public. For example, the interest of a university is to making sure there's a safe learning environment, and if anyone is in there who's very seriously impeding the learning environment of others, for example, by raping someone, that person no longer be part of the community. Now, on the societal level, the interest is in protecting public safety at large. And there are very stringent rules and stringent guidelines in terms of beyond a reasonable doubt by which someone needs to be convicted by a jury of their peers to take away your freedom entirely and potentially be sent to prison. Although I do need to say that doesn't happen very frequently. But still, that is the process. Now, on college campuses, the the most severe penalty they have is expulsion, which essentially is telling an individual, you got 4,500 other choices of where to go to college. This isn't going to be one of them. So it's more of a taking away a privilege rather than really taking away your rights as a citizen. So those are some perspectives that you'll read about. Certainly, there's a lot of commentary, a lot of opinions on this issue. I do hope that you'll look to the readings of this week, thoughtfully consider them, and let's have a productive, very respectful discussion. One of the things I've recognized whenever I talk to a group of people or to a class is that there's always going to be someone in there who's personally experienced sexual violence. We know how common it is. So please bear in mind when you post your comments that you may well be posting them to someone who has experienced this. And we need to give them the respect and the care that they deserve. So I hope that we have a very deep learning experience this week with this topic, this very uncomfortable topic, but one necessary for us to deal with as long as it exists within higher education. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please reach out to me directly through email or text or calling, and I'm more than happy to help. So have a great week. I look forward to our discussion.